It hasn't been the best of baptisms for either Rhyl or Barry. The Belle Vue ground, the venue for Ryl's only win of the season so far. Both teams, of course, were original members of the Ir88, the group of clubs who didn't want to join the Connacher until last season when they both won their respective feeder leagues. Even though the going's been a little tough, the crowds at Belle Vue have held up. On the field, 5 defeats out of 6 haven't dampened spirits.
I think it'd be fair to say at the start of the season we struggled to find the form that we obtained last year. I've introduced 1 or 2 new players, hopefully, and that seems to give the rest of the squad a boost. We seem to be getting 1 or 2 performances right lately.
Are you surprised by the standard?
No, I think people have been saying that to me, are you surprised by the standard? But no, I knew it was going to be a lot harder. But I honestly believe the squad we had was good enough and capable enough, but I think players just hit bad form. 6
games into the Connacher League of Wales, how are you finding it?
Not too bad. We were a little bit unfortunate with the injuries we picked up, especially in key areas. But I'm sure that over the next 4 weeks, a lot of it will be cleared up, and hopefully then we can get the strength back. I.e. with the quality, and the experienced players back.
Do you feel that perhaps you were a little overconfident, that you thought you'd sort of come in and do quite well straight away?
No, not really. We knew that every game was going to be like a cup final, simply because of the success we had last year. But no, as I said, the problems that we've had, the injuries.
And it was those injuries which forced Barry to field 3 new players, including Steve Morris in goal. He watched as Tony Livens fired the first chance of the match high over the bar. As Rhyl made all the early running, Barry only occasionally had sight of goal. Jonathan Coates a little too ambitious with this volley. Jimmy Steele was a thorn in Barry's side all afternoon, his cross being flicked on by Ian McMullen. Good defending, thwarting Livens this time. Then, just as Barry seemed to have weathered the storm, Rhyl went ahead on the half-hour. Steve Jones breaking clear and then producing this exquisite chip to leave Morris no chance. A goal scorer clearly in the Jurgen Klinsmann tradition. 3 minutes later, it was 2-0. Sloppy control in midfield and a lucky deflection, it must be said, set Steele away. And with Terry Boyle struggling to get back, Livens crashed the ball home. Rhyl deservedly 2-0 up. But Boyle, the villain, quickly became Barry's hero. Lee Powell's corner to the far post, sitting up nicely. 2-1, and Barry back in it. They should really have been back in it soon into the second half. Sean Chappell, the culprit, after Coates had flicked on. 2 bites of the cherry, and both of them leaving a bad taste in Chappell's mouth. It proved expensive because a couple of minutes later, Rhyl were 2 goals ahead again. Jones to Richie Lawton, and his lovely pass being met superbly by Steele. Morris no chance at all, a beautiful piece of finishing, well worth another look. The pass by Lawton really setting the goal up. Jones advancing well, striking it very, very cleanly, 3-1 to Rhyl. Barry again responded well, but couldn't apply the finishing touch to some good approach play. Dean Trelfall's attempt summing up their day. A good win for Rhyl, but Barry still struggling.